Good morning and welcome back to BVTV and welcome back to Bendigo East Bowling Club. This morning we have for you another final. That is the Women's Pairs Final at this 2025 Bowls Victoria State Championship Week. It's a matchup between Marilyn Stephenson and Olivia Cartwright playing against Mary Payton and Peter MATTYS. I'm joined this morning by Josh Thornton.
Morning, Glenn. Should be another cracker. We've obviously had one final so far, and it was a humding, as we'd call it, going down to an extra end. And look, if you'd asked me Friday, when the fours first started, who would be likely finalists, you definitely could have predicted both these teams are making it through. They're very good pairings, and they've obviously shown their ways to make it through to the final today.
Absolutely. Plenty of success across this rink. Taking the notes last night of what everyone's won, it was an exhaustive list to write down. And along with that, all of the representative opportunities they've had along the way between region sides and things like that. Yeah,
well, I mean, Mary's been in the Ovens Murray for a little while now. She used to be, most people would know Mary's Mary Tregar, but she's now Mary Patton. And Peter has come and gone from the Ovens Murray a couple of times and now back there, and they're both playing out of Myrtleford. And obviously, Marilyn's been around for a long time in the BCG and obviously part of Moama and has won so many things and Liv's one of our brightest new stars. You know, she is winning heaps of things. She's had a chance to try for Australia recently and obviously been rewarded with an Australian under-25 selection later in the year.
Absolutely. Now, the name of the game this morning is Walking Pairs 2-2-2-2. Any number of names that it goes by. They are playing 15 ends of bowls. All ends alive, no dead ends, no respots, nothing like that.
No time limits.
No time limits. We want to find the best winner out of these state championships. And so, strap in for the ride. We understand there's some issues at home at the moment with Facebook, but we'll get that up and running as soon as we can. So just YouTube at this stage. And we are looking forward to seeing you jump in the comments. Give us your predictions early on of what you see happening in this matchup.
Well, after the opening leads buzz, Maryland's jumped on pretty good. Couple within a couple of feet early, so that's a good start. This rink is marginally different from yesterday's or the previous 2 days streaming rink. It's come a half a rink across, Glenn.
Yes.
We're using 7 rinks today, and you'll notice obviously there's a bit of play going on this green. We have the men's singles quarterfinals. That's clear. I had to double check myself there for half a second. And we also have the start of the ladies or women's fours today, Glenn, as well. And there's a couple games going on this green and then 6 games going out on the B green.
Yeah, of course. Plenty of action happening here. Every discipline gets played at the state championships week. So singles, pairs, triples and fours across the men and the women, and then the mixed pairs thrown in there as well. Now, for those at home, we do have a little bit of a bowls clash going on with our skips today. Both players using teal XGs. Liv Cartwright's have the lime green inner circle and the black, white and lime green outer ring of Moama Bowls Club. She's also got some dimples on hers. And Peter MATTYS has some, I'm guessing they must be pretty new because they are absolutely sparkling in the sunshine.
They are shiny. You're spot on.
With the
and their second bowl's shiny too, right near the jack.
Of Ovens Murray, yeah, certainly cut that down there. Maybe even got one out of it.
It's
up
close,
and down.
Close. Yeah, both the Myrtleford players have Ovens and Murray discs or rings on their bowls, and both the Moama players have Moama rings on their bowls. So we'll be able to distinguish it that way as well.
Let's hope that the leads/threes have really good games, so that they're the bowls we've got to stay concerned with most. Being given an indication of 1 to the green paddle this morning. So that will be Moama holding shot currently. Now, Josh, you were on the stream the other day at this time of day. How did you notice that the green progressed across the morning and and warmed into it.
Yeah, no, definitely quicken up. I mean, it's still run well this time of the morning, but obviously there's a bit of dew around most of these mornings at the moment. I went for a bit of a walk around the lake this morning when I grabbed my coffee, and it's definitely fresh first thing. And as the day progresses and obviously the sun gets out longer, grain quickens up. Probably, I reckon Thursday morning it started around 15-ish, and it probably got to around 16 and played like that for the rest of the day. And if you noticed yesterday, even that men's fours final, it would have been running 16, tick over 16 when the last few ends were still going down. Be interesting to see how the rink plays versus where it was. It's come half a rink across. The ditch side, you could find a draw line, but I felt the in-between shots were a bit sticky. It'd be interesting whether coming over half a rink does that as well. The other side, the non-ditch side, or the side that Maryland's currently playing at the moment, was definitely the more wider, consistent side, Glenn.
Yeah, I had a chance to have a roll on it last night for the first time in a week, and after not putting down bowls for a while, it was it certainly caught me out, the pace of it. Not being used to taking that much grass for quite a while.
For us country folk, Glennie, it's just stock standard.
Don't get me wrong, I played on the last I'd bowled was on the carpet at Traralgon, which was probably a second and a half slower than this, but a very playable pace. But just the sheer width and late droppers is something to wrap your head around when it's not your day in and day out. But it really does help separate the best touch bowlers from the rest.
Marilyn will be looking to come down on her forehand. She's a lefty and trying to maybe get a little bit of jack movement. If they get the jack around the corner, they could make 2 or 3 here, Glenn. She's definitely higher. Interesting whether it's under lives or not. Ooh. She wouldn't have taken that.
No, but it does frame it quite nicely for Liv Cartwright there. Can turn either of the whites up and through. Get that jack moving, it'd be nice.
The only thing is they're 3 down at the back, so they can't overplay it.
No. 2 feet of movement down the line. Those 2 bowls nearest behind on the centre line both belong to the Moama pairing.
The other shot too, Glenn, is if you wanted to be overly aggressive early and being it's the first end, you take a risk. You got the white of Maryland's. If Liv, I'm playing it as a Liv, you'd poke the orange out. You could actually screw sideways and get to the blue one, and you'd end up with the next 3 or 4. So it just depends how aggressive she wants to play early on.
Yeah, you'd need to get very fortunate with that, I feel. The white and the teal are probably a little bit too close together in weight to move that far sideways. I can't see that happening without getting some jack as well.
What's Peter going to do here?
That breeze has just picked up as the bowl entered its last third, pushing into that headwind there. And with that, she's fallen 7 feet shy. There is a nice track just around that orange if you can get to that teal bowl and sit it down over the jack. Close up that access that Liv has to bowl or jack at the moment.
Just considering that this time of the day, I'm not sure it's going to turn that far, Glenn, but anyway.
No, I think you really need to be out there using the mat a lot and hoping to get some late drop.
Yeah, it's reasonably firm. Giving it a good chance. She's just wide at this stage. The good thing about that one, though, is now she's got something if she wants to be more aggressive at the back.
Absolutely. Probably did overplay it for what the ultimate shot is, but to have missed on the wide side as well, she's built in that security blanket that she can miss in a couple of different places now.
Peter's definitely a lot narrower this bowl.
She get the walk up from the wide underneath. Going to turn under. Marilyn calling Liv to drop about 5 feet. If she drops that weight with the line that she played, she'll trail the jack for 3.
It's on a better track, Lenny.
It's a very good area
It's a speed
for
though
the
now.
line, but has just overcorrected that pace. Start this matchup off with a 2.
To the Ovens and Murray pair. So there's a distinct strategy going on early from the Ovens and Murray pair. They won them at the first end, obviously, and they've gone long both ends, or opting to try and go long at least. So they've come in with a clear-cut strategy, Glennie, which I always think is a good idea. Have one plan, and then you have a backup plan too, and then if you need a third plan, you might not be going that well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a tough one to do because sometimes your plan might be the exact same as the opposition.
Could
and then
be.
you've just got to be reactive with it and go, well, where are we actually going to gain our biggest advantage over our opponent? And sometimes it's not even a case of what are they doing wrong. It's what do we think we're going to do better on? What gives us the best chance?
Give you some progressive scores of the singles going on across the rest of the screen. West Coast playing Gippsland on the rink next door. West Coast is currently leading 7-3. Metro West 8-0 over Geelong. BCG 7-1 up over Mornington Peninsula. Sandbelt 4 versus Northern Gateway 2. So that's the men's singles quarterfinals. You can check everything out on BowlsLink too. We are live scoring all these matches.
Through the results portal or through the Bowls Now app.
And I've already got my phone ready for all the full scores throughout the day, Glennie. So, or at least this morning when I'm on the commentary with you. And
You like a prepared man.
yeah, it's good the old live tab now. You just hit the refresh button on each of the matches and the scores update. And
Absolutely. It's one of those things with that BowlsLink technology. It's not perfect, and we don't pretend it is, but it is always getting better and developing, and the updates are coming as we slowly request that they come out, and it certainly makes our job easier this week, and everyone at home that does want to track their club mates, their region mates.
up until this year, we were the ones walking around doing all the live scoring just from the side, but now we're getting all the competitors doing it. It's made life easier. So Mary and Peter Glennie play at a club called Murderford. I don't know whether you know it or have you ever been to it.
I know the general area,
Yep.
but that's about it.
It's one of the most aesthetically looking.
Picturesque.
Yeah, it's foothills of Mount Buffalo. There's a lot of trees around the greens. There's a creek running by it. I've played many games there over the years because I am a former Ovens and Murray boy. Grew up in that area, and it was always one of those ones that was a good trip to go to for Pennant. And because it was the longest trip for Pennant, you always had a good bus trip home with a few beers as well too. So
How many times did was there the temptation to leave the bowls in the creek at the end of the day?
no, never.
So positive memories from there as well, from the sound.
Yeah, I don't actually recall losing that many against Murderford. We were always one of the strongest sides of the Ovens and Murray, so.
Cautious start there, catching the wide orange bowl. Again, plenty of players were here practicing last night after that men's fours final finished. Probably been an hour and a half of action. Both greens full to the brim.
It was. I think they were nearly playing in between the rinks. There was that many people around.
Was it men's triples this afternoon that kicks off as well? That
No, where are we? Have a look. Nah, it's just the men's singles and the women's fours continuation.
Oh, I thought there was something else kicking off this afternoon.
Oh,
But there were a heap of people down here practicing.
Sherry, you might be right, Glennie. I'm just not all over the schedule.
The sheet there's the possible stream games, not the full schedule of what's being played at the moment. But no, full green, so the ladies would have had a chance to practice on the surfaces last night. Obviously played a couple of games yesterday as well to get through to this final. So there may just be that adjustment period at this stage with some of those wide heads of bowls not dropping as far with that morning dew that's lifted, or is lifting. So we see another bowl just hang out wide on that hand.
Nah, just these two other events. There's no new other events starting today. No. I knew I had it screenshotted somewhere.
Well, then there were lots of men's triples combinations practicing last night. That must be...
Well, if I go back to the big cameras, the phone, tomorrow we see the men's singles final, the women's fours semi-final, the women's champions last 16 first thing in the morning, and then the men's triples start at lunchtime tomorrow.
Of course, get down to Bendigo East Bowls Club. Plenty of action here. Everything's at a high standard. You're only here if you've won your way through your region.
So still plenty of room so far after the opening 4 bowls from each team. Really good yard for shot at the moment, I reckon, Glennie.
Yeah. It does surprise me a little bit that they went T to T at this stage of the day, knowing that the green will speed up as it goes on. Often there's a case that can be made for being 2 or 3 yards shy of that tee and then just having the jack naturally progress that extra length as the green frees up.
Depends if you think playing that longer end on again, it's not holding green, but a sticky at this point of the day versus later, that you might catch someone out too. So maybe that's the tactic. As Mary comes down.
As we look at the moment, 7 of the first 9 bowls are shy of the jack on this full length. Got a few people in the comments on YouTube early. Obviously, we're trying to sort out the technical issues that we're having with Facebook. We'll bring that to you as soon as we possibly can. Mary Payton playing the forehand side, looking for a couple of feet on her last. Gives a nice little window to draw down through.
Slight edge. Probably pushes it closer to one of her first 2 bowls over on the wing there.
Yeah, and I believe that that is also Peter's bowl as well, so probably made a couple out of it.
They probably already added 3 there before that anyway.
Yeah, Liv Cartwright just saying those exact words. They're probably already all in. Doesn't matter if you make contact.
Maryland's played good wave. She's just a bit tight. And rolls the Evans Murray bowl up. So I reckon at the moment it's 1, 2, 3.
Nice open shot here for Peter MATTYS. Can draw it cold. I'm not sure she'd be disappointed if she ended up shy at all. Blocking that track in for Liv. Holding a good number. Force your opponent to be perfect.
Looks pretty good, Glenn.
Yeah, be happy if it stops any time now. Count, it's probably number 1.
I've seen Liv play a lot over the years, and her bread and butter is her draw shot. So if anyone's going to be able to draw him out of trouble, it is Liv. First part of the bowl's good. Glenn, it's all on the speed now.
Yeah, just got Marilyn in the view of the camera at the moment. Has found the track down.
She got a bit of jack movement. She got enough jack movement. Brilliant bowl. 1 to BCG.
Makes one out of it. Now all of those short bowls are a problem because there's no way for Peter to get at it, even though there's a number of seconds there.
Yeah, you'd have to be going for a miracle shot and getting something through something to try and get the bowl clean, wouldn't you?
And this early in the game, I think it's probably a stage where the players are wanting to find that draw rhythm, get really comfortable.
It's not too bad. Could swing around.
Going to turn down hard here. What a bowl.
Oh, yeah, great shot, Peter MATTYS.
Live with the dilemma here. Do you try and draw the shot and just beat your own last one underneath? Or do you play the shot bowl inside out?
The problem with playing the shot inside out is that there's a lot of still to rumble, and you get the wrong rumble.
And you can make it a couple.
Yeah, or even go real sour and get your own out.
On the backhand though, or?
Yeah, I mean, there is an option there, but it's just, you get it wrong, you're rolling an orange up, another blue one up.
Yeah.
I still think that's probably the best option though.
Yeah, it's either that or a cold draw and hope that you just play perfect weight. She is shaping up to play the backhand. He's playing that swing weight. He's in a very good area.
It's coming now.
Nearly got the jack clean.
Jack edge though. I mean, yeah,
They
could have been
had
right.
Marilyn in the.
Anyway, 1 down or 1 up, depending on which perspective you're looking at. 1 to the Ovens and Murray side. Let's give you some score updates across the green. Okay, in the ladies' fours, round of 16. Ovens and Murray 3 to Gippsland 0 after 2. Sandbelt 2, Murray Mallee 1 after 2. BCG 2, Eastern Rangers 1 after 2. Mornington Peninsula 3, playing Baylor at Highlands 0 after 2. West Coast 3, Wimmera 0 after 2. Geelong and Strzelecki 1-all after 2. Northern Gateways jumped out early, 4-0 over Yarra after 2. And the last match, Metro West is 5-0 up over Goulburn Murray after 2. Geez, interesting that they've come a lot shorter now back this way, Glenn.
It could be
an accidental shorter.
It could be an accidental, or it could be trying to yo-yo. We've noticed that the common breeze this week has been pushing back the other way, so play really long with the breeze behind you, make it feel quicker, and then play shorter into the wind. Feel like you're trying to break your opposition's rhythm by going long, short, but not in the full extremities of long and short. There's not a lot of wind here, but there hasn't been all week. It has been noticeable, though, that there has been probably a half-second difference in each direction.
Yeah.
So that jack would be 5, maybe 6 yards shy of full length.
We're going to start here from Alan Stephenson.
That works. Mary Payton here needs to avoid her first one. Had better wait. That's an unforced error there. And a chance for Marilyn Stephenson to just apply that pressure. Nailed the first one. Can she double up and put the early crunch on?
I don't mind that, Glenn. 1 on, 1 getting behind-ish. Something to work with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some singles updates from across this screen too, Glenn. West Coast 8 versus Gippsland 5 in the men's singles quarterfinal. Metro West 9 versus Geelong 3 in that one. BCG, which is young Cam Keenan, current state player, 14 leading Morning Peninsula 1. And then you got Sandbelt 6 versus Northern Gateway 4.
Peter also playing his backhand side. Has view of a little bit of the jack on that hand, as well as the white bowl. Those two orange bowls are 6 feet and 9 feet shy, respectively. So they won't be troubling the players for their line at all. I love watching Liv Cartwright's tempo. It is just so consistent from her hold position at the top of the delivery through her backswing and release. It's just all one pace. You see very little change across it, and with that, her draw weight control is very, very good.
Peter still going a little bit there. So, good opportunity for BCG. They got 3. Not a big target, so it's hard to get at.
It's typical front end walking pairs play, isn't it? One drops 2 in short, the other overcorrects the other way and goes, I need to put something behind, and you can be under a lot of pressure early on. Oh, I've just put the commentator's curse on with there. The thing with this head is, well, the O&M girls may be 3 down. There's plenty of space to get a nice and comfortable second shot there.
True. Mary Patton playing her third bowl. It's nearly second shot. It is second shot. It's a good bowl. It's on the tighter side. Speed was good again.
Mary Payton with a good second with her last. Now gives herself something to play to. She's in a solid area again.
It's a good bowl.
She's going to drop down to Jack. Just runs by.
It's an even better second than the first one she put down then.
It's one of the great things about walking pairs, Josh, you get to play those 2 positions. Now, this end, you go, oh, she's not quite gotten there as a lead, but her thirds bowls are absolutely exemplary.
Marilyn Stevens awfully close to sitting that last bolt. Oh, what a bowl.
And a piece of Jack to tuck it around the corner as well.
3 terrific bowls by the leads in this end. first time probably all match, Glenn, where Peter's been under a little bit of pressure.
Yep.
It's only early still, obviously, but
It's still a nice shot there, though, for her. Can sit the second white bowl and get a good second. If she gets down to jack, then there's a trail for 3 on for her.
yeah,
A very
played
good sighter.
good weight for that too. Liv would be looking to play backhand, try and beat the orange bowls. You count, you get to a good home.
Looks a good line.
Yep. Speed's looking all right too.
Yeah. Needs to get up a little bit.
I reckon it just flopped out.
It's
Getting there.
Yeah, it's another one that's probably giving Peter something else to use. If she is slightly under on the line, can get the straightener up off that last bowl of Liv Cartwright's. Shot on the offering here to make 4 if she plays it perfectly.
Definitely not bad out of the hand line-wise.
Just added some pace on her last.
The way that bowl moved is indicative of the way I thought that hand moves. It's just a fraction tighter, that hand, and doesn't give as much.
It has ended up actually finishing narrower than her last did. It's crossed the centre line by a foot. It was just that extra couple of feet of weight that didn't allow her to get down in time.
She can lift the orange bowl once. She can make 4. Fraction on the high side, I thought, out of the hand, Glenn. Speed was perfect for what you're after.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 2 for sure.
Take 2 out and have a look from there. And what a good head of bowls. Both teams with an opportunity to make a number there. Plenty of bowls in the area where they could create.
It's easy in
Comfortably.
3. The old optical illusion. Oh, tied match, Glenn.
Yeah.
3 ends played. All 3s.
See what the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields combination does now. Having the mat for the first time.
I reckon they'll go shorter. Because that end was a lot shorter than what they'd been playing, and they scored straight away.
Absolutely. Players gathering for a quick little powwow. Make a decision and go from there. Now, I've been led to believe that we're still having issues with Facebook, but a link has been dropped in the chat to the YouTube channel. So for those at home that have been searching through Facebook, if you've made the switch across to YouTube, jump in the comments. Let us know that you found your way here. Always love to see the engagement from everyone at home. It makes our job easier as commentators. And lets us know that you're there and enjoying the product. Of course, all of our streaming brought to you by Dandenong Club and Moama Bowls Clubs. Can't do it without their support. Change in mat position here. 3.5 yards up from the tee. With a similar length to what they just played.
Yep.
And a lovely pace from Marilyn with her first bowl. Payton with a good one here.
Mary's been a integral member of the ladies over 60 stateside for the last 2 or 3 years.
A very successful side as well, mind you.
Correct. Both our over 60 sides have been very successful over the last 2 or 3 years.
Back-to-back or 3-time Betty Collins winners?
Don't quote me, but I just know. I just remember the one 2 years ago, the one at Gold Coast. We were all on the plane together, so over 60s men's and ladies in the para team, and both the men's and ladies had won, and we all had a good night because we all did pretty well at nationals that year. So it was a pretty good plane home.
Of course. Mary has won the state pairs before. Won it in 2017. In
Great
2015,
bowling.
she won a state triples title, and she was the over 60 singles champion in 2017-18. State championships right across this rink. Marilyn Stephenson won the singles in both 2015 and 2021.
Correct.
So that draw rhythm is going to lend itself pretty nicely to leading in walking pairs. Peter Mattis without a state title to her name, but keeps putting herself in these positions. I've got no doubt that she'll get one at some point soon. Liv Cartwright with the very long list of accolades. This isn't her only event of the week. She's playing the Champ of Champs singles. She's also playing the triples with Mackenzie Parsons and Emma Simmons. She won the singles in 2023. She won the under-18 singles in 2020, 2021, 2022. She won the under-18 pairs in 2022, the under-18 open triples in 2022, and the under-18 mixed pairs in 2019. So, how's that for her, Rosie May?
It's pretty good.
Of course, follow that traditional juniors pathway. Starting off young, full family that plays the game, and has just come in leaps and bounds since then. Morning, Michelle Tate in the comments. Good to see you jumping in there. Really nice pace there from Olivia Cartwright. Didn't quite turn down inside the orange, but it is another head-building bowl. Probably our tightest head that we've seen so far, Josh.
It's actually a good head, bar those two shorter ones, but yes, you're spot on.
Good looking bowl here from Peter.
It's got to
She can
skirt the
clear
first one,
front.
though.
She's on a track for Jack. Just caught that traffic. Marilyn no doubt being asked to sit the bowls or move the jack. It is framed rather nicely.
We'll give an update of the fours across the two greens, Glenn. At the back green, Metro West 6 leading Gold Murray 0 after 3. Northern Gateway 4 leading Yarra 1 after 3. Geelong 4 leading Shisleki 1 after 4. West Coast 6 leading Wimmera 0 after 4. Mornington Peninsula 5 leading Ballarat Highlands 1 after 4. Then we've got BCG 3 playing Eastern Rangers 2 after 4. We've got Sandbelt 5 playing Murray Mallee 4 after 4. And lastly, Ovens and Murray 6 playing Gippsland 0 after 4.
Where can we find all of that, Josh?
On Bowls Link with the results and the Bowls Now app.
Very good. Maryland still playing that left-hander's backhand side. to be sliding just under that orange. Can get a straightener off her own into the jack. Turns it through, but it is in a nice catching position. So hand change here from Mary Payton. Just trying to draw in under the white bowl of Marilyn Stevenson.
Peter's just blocking the view for us. Not bad. Oh, I know what Mary's trying to do. They're trying to get coverage on those bowls. It's just happened to be a fraction wide.
Dilemmas here for Liv now. There's the forehand with weight, but you've got to clear under that orange, or you can play the backhand side. Try and get into both of those oranges. Jack down the line would be good. She's playing that swinging weight. She's very close.
Just got to get under.
Gets Jack, it kicks in sideways and runs out to the away orange bowl. Jams on her own teal bowl there and just spits back the other way. That's unlucky.
So one down though, she was probably more than that prior to then. So, I mean, that's one positive out of it.
Yeah, she did happen to own everything at the back if she gets a tiny piece more of that Jack though. And with that in mind, I wouldn't be, if you're Peter Mattis at the moment, you're probably needing to put a second one in. There's certainly a shot on to try and clear that orange again and get that Jack moving deep.
Just on the high side there, Glenn.
It's been a tendency that we've noted throughout the week. It's not going to get back in play, is it?
Nope.
Yeah, it's been a tendency that we've noticed it across the week so far. Off-centre draws, particularly in this direction and particularly on this hand, have tended to hold out wide, and they've been about 6 to 8 feet short. Just areas of the green where players haven't been walking up and down as much, not quite as free.
It's not terribly far away. It's all going to come down to the speed now.
Not that turn, but again, there's that weight that we've seen from a number of players. Liv Cartwright standing about 2 metres from the desk right now with a big grimace on her face on that one.
Yeah, Peter's not far away here. She gets her own, she'll make 2 out of this. Oh, no, flop back the other way. 1 it is.
With that, control of the mat back to Mary Payton. They're kicking the bowls all the way back. I will imagine that we'll see a return to T to T or something close to, as they try and re-establish a comfortable length for them. It's been an interesting game so far. Players have felt like they've just been feeling each other out a bit, trying to find some sort of length where they can assert some dominance. And no one's really grabbed the match by the horns just yet.
Solid starter from Mary Patton.
Bad reply from Marilyn, only a mat length or so shy. Certainly a chance of being promoted into the game there with the green running as freely as this one is. Mary Payton is going to add some pace on her last. That's it. Good correction after her first one. Fell shy.
Good speed.
Gives Liv some options now. Can play the open hand, can switch over and play the forehand side and either sit the orange bowl or trail a jack to Marilyn's white. Before that though, we'll see Peter MATTYS. I'd been looking at the scoreboard signs, JT, for the singles quarters, and I hadn't really looked at what the matchups were, but gee, there's some couple of colossal games.
Absolutely.
Brett Marnie against Tyson Cromie and Nathan Lynch against Brad Foote should be two absolute crackers.
Definitely in the count.
Live here. Looks like she'll be playing that forehand side. Sit the orange, trail the jack.
Speed's good. Just that fraction tight. Still probably shapes all right. Gives chances both ways again.
Yes. I thought she had the white for quite a while there, and it would have been interesting to see how that ran up if there'd been contact on it. Has forced a hand change from Peter MATTYS. Just doesn't have the weight.
I like that call. Clear something out of the way early. Get it down the back early. You got a few chances to draw to the ditch if it happens in and up in the ditch.
Does surprise me a little bit given how good the weight was with her first.
I reckon looking at it from the mat though, it wouldn't look that pretty.
Yeah, fair call.
No, she'd want that one back though. So those singles matches you're talking about, we'll give you an update across the green. West Coast is 9, playing Gippsland 12. So that's Brad Lancaster leading Will Collarhole. Geelong 11 leading Metro West 10. So Tyson Cromie's just hit the front there against Brett Marnie. BCG 17 playing Mornington Peninsula 3. So that's Cam Keenan leading quite convincingly over Peter Oram at this stage. And Sandbelt 10 playing Northern Gateway 7. So Brad Foote leading 10-7 over Nathan Lynch.
For those only just joining us, we are at Bendigo East Bowling Club for the women's pairs final these 2025 Bowls Victoria State Championships. Brought to you by the City of Greater Bendigo. Stream provided by our friends at the Dandenong Club and Moama Bowling Club. Had a few technical difficulties this morning with Facebook, but we've got you all on YouTube. Seeing the comments come through. And through a quarter of this match,
It's close here.
Incredibly tight.
Oh,
Wow.
How did it only lift it and not even drop it anywhere? Like, it just...
Made contact with two bowls with ditch weight and the head hasn't really changed at all. See something similar here.
Yep. So hopefully something gets disturbed from their perspective.
Looks a good window again.
Yeah, it's on a high
White
line.
up. Yeah, she's got the white in the guts. Oh.
Again, I don't know how it went through without touching anything. I reckon it might have got to third shot at the very least, did it?
Yeah, surely third. The other thing with it is you can go very hard at that bowl and get them both out. You get the inside half of it, the centre line half. Send white through orange. Liv's bowl could take the shot bowl on the centre line. The Ovens and Murray pairing does now have the deepest bowl on the rink though. That sits about 18 inches from the ditch. If the jack was to go right through. Exactly sure what Peter MATTYS was trying to play there.
No, I'm not. I'm not sure either, Glenn.
It's a hard hit to play to while holding.
The only thing I can think of was she trying to just dead draw backhand and using the wide side and just miscued it. Lives not far away here. Gets inside edge. Oh, that was close. Now they've got the next four. That was awfully close. So I reckon Peter MATTYS needs to get another one in the head here because there is no doubt that Liv will be trying to get her white bowl through the shot bowl, and if she did successfully, they could make 4 or 5.
I just got called away for a moment there, Josh, and I've come back to you talking 4 or 5. What are you?
No, look, Liv just missed. She took the orange bowl out, which obviously was Ovens and Murray's second shot, and in doing so, nearly got the jack. But as a result, they've now got the next 4.
Yeah.
So
So
they
they
could.
white through the teal.
Correct. Yeah, this is where Peter needs to get another one roundabouts, which
not
she's
far
kind
away
of
from doing
doing
so.
anyway. Yeah, that's much better from their perspective. Made 2 out of that great bowl.
Still a nice shot there for Liv, though, if she can get that jack 2 feet down the line.
Correct.
It's a 4-to-1 lottery there.
Yep, spot on.
Now, if you go 1 down instead of 2 down, it's still a win. But if the jack moves the right way with contact off that short bowl, I'd take 4-1 odds on most things.
Even if she plays the same weight as the last bowl, it's about the right weight, I reckon. She doesn't want to go on right back. It's just got to hang on now.
Is a funnel that she can run up off. Makes contact with the shot bowl, but it will remain 2.
The amount of times the shot bowl got lifted and come back down or just moved an inch or 2.
It's going to have bruises on it.
So what's that now? 6-3. And we've played 5.
Third of the way through this women's pairs final at 2025 State Championship week. Just for a bit of a rundown of how the 2 teams got here. Cartwright and Stephenson combination won their semi-final 21-4 over the Wimmera pairing from Rainbow. Debbie Lowe skipped that ring. In the quarterfinal, they won that 14-9 over the Sharon Jarvis and Anita Jenkins pairing from Mornington Peninsula. Their round of 16 game was a 20-12 win over Cheryl Atkinson skipped Strzelecki rink. For Mary Payton and Peter Mattis, it was a 19-6 win over the Stephanie Hunt skipped West Coast combination in the semi-final. In the quarter, they won 25-9 over Emily Davies and Sophie Gersman from Northern Gateway. Round of 16, they won 13-10 over Murray Mally's Jess Denny.
Justine.
Dean.
Yep.
It's that E at the end that's always the deceptive one. HNE.
I can give you some scores updates too, Glenn. Ovens and Murray 10, leading Gippsland 1 after 7 ends. Sandbelt 7, playing Murray Mallee 5 after 6 ends. So this is the women's round of 16 in the 4s. BCG 3, playing Eastern Rangers 6 after 5.
Come on, the Rangers.
Mornington Peninsula 6, playing Ballarat Highlands 6 after 6. Have a blowout, one of them at the moment. West Coast 12, playing Wimmera 0 after 6. Geelong 7, playing Strzelecki 2 after 6. Northern Gateway 5, playing Yarra 2 after 5. And Metro West 7, playing Gold Murray 1 after 5.
Got a smart aleck in the comments for you, JT, by the name of Brad Orr, asking how you went in the 4s. If you're going to take that sadistic view of my friend JT, then you can go and watch every shot on it on the replay.
Better than you, or you didn't get out of your region.
Nice weight again there from Mary Payton. Been a improving standard here from the Leeds players as this game goes on. Heads have progressively been getting tied up. That is the beauty of 2-2-2-2 pairs. 4 bowls per player. Plenty of chances to correct and adjust and find lines. Play all 4 hands of the green and get comfortable with what you need to do to get your bowl close. It's one of my favourite formats, Josh.
Yeah, it is my favourite pairs format.
Really good developmental format too. It's often a chance for newer bowlers to have their first exposure to, say, back-end play. You know, they're used to leading and they get to play some 3s shots in there, or they might have developed to a 2, and if a couple of mates have joined at the same time, then they're Oh, you lead in 3 and all 2 and skip. And don't necessarily get punished quite as much as you may do in 3 bowl pairs, where a lead can absolutely dominate that game, or have a skip who 3 attempts is at least 2 bowls too many for them. Beautiful loose one there from Liv. Trying to play that backhand side and slide down off the funnel created by Maryland's bowls. That's not going to hurt there at all from Peter while holding.
No, the Owens and Murray pairing have probably just been that fraction more consistent at this stage of the match.
I feel like they've done a really good job of covering things. Playing the zones.
And it's probably more, I'd argue at this stage, Mary Patton outplaying Marilyn at this stage in the lead spots. It's probably setting them up as Liv comes down here and draws a shot. As she looks at her watch. I've done that plenty of times over the years. About time.
Yeah. Which I think's pretty harsh on herself.
Yeah, she's been harsh because she actually played some good bowls and just missed a fair few times. So,
particularly,
but
from
sometimes
the
that's the way.
she's played.
But that's sometimes how you feel when things haven't been going your way as well too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, last end she made contact 3 times with the shot bowl, trying to change things, and it just didn't actually change. As far as meeting your objective of make contact with that bowl, she nailed that. So we'll see how that draw affects her confidence going forwards. Feeling better about her game, whether she's able to ride that momentum.
Mary Patton's awfully close here, Glenn. Sit the bowl. Great bowl.
Imagine that'll call for a hand change for Marilyn Stevenson now, and it does. Playing the left-hander's backhand. Can follow that last bowl down and sit the shot. If she trails it a foot, Cartwright's bowl that was previously shot, he's ready to receive.
It's got to hang on. It's looking on the tight side. Might get to the second shot, though. Yeah, something to work with.
Did flop back down as well.
Having a look for shot. According to Peter, it's a measure.
Callies get to the last bowl. Fair call as well. Because now that orange is starting to look a little bit lonely there.
Yeah, you got a bit of a scooping lot of bowls there. You can come inside and just, no matter which one you hit, you're going to nearly come in for second or third shot.
Yeah, come in off the cradle, off the funnel.
Funnel's the word I was looking for, thank you. Couldn't think of it there and then. She's not far away. She's going to get to the second shot. Flop back down. Brilliant bowling.
And has possibly locked that jack in just a little bit.
No. There's chances of landing both bowls and or get a little bit of jack around the side. Liv's given it the early clap, so she's close.
Yeah, can get the split between 2 of them. Or right
Awfully
down to
close.
Jack. What
Yeah.
a shot, Marilyn Stevenson.
In the best end so far. Been some great bowls.
Yeah, absolutely. What I liked about that bowl from Marilyn Stevenson is that she played a weight that won't disturb her draw rhythm too much. Obviously, she's playing that leads role, needs to live by the draw for that. but still allowed her bowl to turn and get back and stayed around the head. A lot of times you'll see a head make up like that, and you'll see her players overplay that shot, run the risk of losing their bowl. But she was never in any danger of that. What are you playing here if you're Peter MATTYS, Josh?
I think I'm playing the backhand, very similar bowl that Mary just played. You still got that funnel to get down to any of those shots and come off. If you happen to get the jack yourself, you're potentially dragging it to your 2 or 3.
It's one thing we haven't really seen this end, given there's been so many high-quality bowls. The jack hasn't moved all that much.
It's, what, a couple inches off the line?
Yeah. It's a big, foot to 18-inch movement sideways could totally reshape the way that this end is approached over the last few bowls.
She made a low out of me and playing forehand.
She's flicked that white down.
Could it be Wonder, the BCG team?
Calling a measure.
Ooh,
He's our
okay.
paddler.
There you go. Still think Liv's playing forehand. She can lift the orange bowl once. If not, she gets a little bit of jack moving around the corner. It's 2 or 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I wouldn't want to play the backhand and play through that funnel, because if the jack moves and she gets caught up on the orange, it could be 3 or 4 down.
That's why I was surprised Peter played the other hand the last bowl.
Yes. Liv wouldn't be too upset if she does what she appears to be doing here and covering those wide bowls, getting in that pack of away shots to reduce the risk of a number. Mary Payton here explaining that backhand option down through the funnel.
There's no comment to any of those comments, Glenn, either. I still think Peter, to me, the backhand shot's the shot. You get in, you move the jack yourself, you're still making 2 or 3, get in inside any of that funnel, you might be getting 2nd or 3rd shot, take the danger away. Anyway, we'll see what she plays. Yep, she's playing the backhand. Close?
Yeah, very close here. Even if she sits the white hard through.
Oh, she flicked her own once too. Probably got shot. Yeah, one Darwin's a Murray. But, again, I still see chances here for BCG.
Can she go flat out at the orange?
She could definitely go firmer. There's a firmer shot on for sure.
Liv's just pointed at the bowl behind her feet as well, in case the jack was to go right the way through, trying to play firm.
Because if both oranges went, they've got the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Where does that wing, or where do the wing oranges come into things if she doesn't get those 2?
Well, if she only gets 1, then it might be 2. But it's on. I think it's on. I'd be playing the shot.
She hasn't been afraid of playing weight so far through this game.
The only other option is if you're trying to play that perfect trail around the corner for 18 inches, 2 feet.
But once again, it's a 1 orange bowl amongst 4 whites. Searching
on the
weight.
high side, Glennie.
Gonna do it. Oh, and she's chipped that in sideways as well.
2. So 8-3. And we played 6 ends.
Another example of this matchup of the BCG pairing being just that bit stiff with the results. Played plenty of good bowls, but things haven't fallen their way at this stage. You got some singles updates for us, Josh? Because it looks like a few of those scoreboards are starting to get close.
Rightio. So we'll go the other way. I'll start from the other way just for something different. Sandbelt 11 versus Northern Gateway 15. So Nathan Lynch has gone on a bit of a run there because he's taken the lead. Yeah, even the other matches tightened up a little bit. Cameron Keenan 21, playing Peter Oram from Mornington Peninsula 14. Yeah, Metro West and Geelong can't get any closer. That's Tyson Cramey versus Brett Marnie, 16 apiece. And then lastly, on the rink closest to us in terms of the live streaming match, West Coast 15 playing Gippsland 12. So again, that match has swung again. Will Collarholes hit the front again, leading Brad Lancaster. We have some fours updates too while we're starting this end off. All right, Ovens and Murray 11, leading Gippsland 1 after 8. Sandbelt 9, leading Murray Mallee 5 after 8. Eastern Rangers 6, leading BCG 5 after 7. Ballarat Highlands 10, leading Mornington Peninsula 6 after 7. West Coast 18, leading Wimmera 0 after 8. Geelong 8, leading Shisleki
Lovely shot
2.
there from Marilyn Stevenson, sitting that bowl of Mary's out.
After 7. And a couple more rings to go out the B green. We've got Northern Gateway 5, leading Yarra 4 after 6. And Metro West 8, leading Golden Murray 2 after 7.
Of course, can track all those scores through the Bowls Links results portal or through the Bowls Now app. That live button on the top of those events, making it very easy to see all scores at once.
Yeah, you're right. There was a very good leads bowl by Marilyn Stevenson. She'd love to build on this, set up a head that they can gain some ascendancy.
It's an interesting one there from Marilyn in that when you're talking about leads, it's all about maintaining that rhythm and doing what you're comfortable with. But if ever there was a head that dictated that you change hands, it was probably that after her first one. Make contact in her white, sit it across the line to reduce the target size, beat either of the oranges, but she just funneled around the back there.
Still not bad. Like they're one down. They're gonna try and turn it themselves. So getting behind's not a bad spot.
Yeah. No harm in what she did. I think it's one of those things, particularly in walking pairs where you've got those 4 bowls where there's a bit more freedom for a lead to be able to change like that. You're probably going to have to change at one point throughout the end anyway. As it is and as the end goes on. Sure enough, Peter's on a good looking line here. Just slides under Jack. Olivia will try and play that same forehand side. Sits inside Peter's bowl. That's good. That's where the Jack's going.
Probably one thing Peter's done well. She's got bowls behind more often than not, and then it's provided opportunities for them if they are down later on in the end. She's playing the second role really well.
Yeah. Not only has she provided opportunities, knowing the aggressive way that Olivia's tried to play the game, she's also restricted her a little bit in her ability to do so, because there's never been the big number sitting at the back for them. There's always been that one defensive bowl there to take away that weapon that Olivia Cartwright does possess. And when you've got a lead playing with you of the experience of Mary Paton and the number of things she's done and won over the years, allowing her to thrive is just good team play.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you set them up, I'll cover it. You just keep staying in your drawing rhythm and
then
let's
convert
work together well.
And convert when you're down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good skipper has to play 4 or 5 good bowls a game. Mary's not far away here.
Very, very close.
What a bowl. She's bowling fantastic. If I was handing out the 3 votes now, I'd be handing it out to her at this stage.
Yeah. And it again, what it's done is make Peter's bowl that got round past the tee there look all that much better. Because there's only one place that it's going now if you're trying to disturb it, and it's towards that bowl. Marilyn Stevenson close here as well.
Just going to slide on the high side. Good speed.
Finishing in a nice position. She's 4 feet by, just next to the tee there. Like 3.5 feet, really.
I love the call here from Peter. There is, whilst it's going to be hard to get it to where she wanted to do, there is a chance of getting the jack back 18 inches, 2 feet for 3, and trying to get that coverage there is good going at this stage of the end.
Hand change here for Marilyn Stevenson. Looking to turn the white up through the oranges. Land the orange cradle of bowls.
It's tied out of the hand.
Yeah. Liv said she was happy if she cleared
the blue one of hers as well.
Of hers out of the line, and I would imagine with the line that Marilyn's played that was the one that was in the eye. So I want to make sure that I'm underneath that, and certainly was underneath it. What are you playing here, JT, while holding?
You're just over that draw. You're finishing a good home. If you happen to be tight and rock your own over, you might change the shape of the head as well too. But if you're finishing between where the blue bowl lives is and the 2 white ones, you get into a good home.
Of course.
Don't make it any fatter either.
Yep, hand nice and open there. Playing the opposite side.
Yeah, it's interesting. Unless she's just trying to add by getting to her own to Mary's bowl. That went. I'm not sure what was going on there, to be honest. Don't think it changes Liv's shot though.
on the backhand.
Got to get down.
Just on that wide side. Needs to be careful playing that hand as well. She can get her own white and chip that through the hole, which would put her 3 or 4 down. Peter Mattis coming up for a look at it. She's just indicated with the arm there what you discussed previously, Josh, about getting into that zone of away bowls.
It's the only spot where you can drop a number. It's not a huge number, but it's still the only spot. And look, and if you don't get it quite right, you could actually drop in and make another one, you know. Just not sure what the forehand's doing in terms of that type of shot. Unless you're just trying to dead draw.
Peter Mattis with the last bowl of this 7th end. Holding one. He's changing to that backhand side now. I think you've nailed it, JT.
It's looking quick though.
He's quick. It's also on a high line. Question here now for Liv is what hand she plays. Play backhand with the last. There is a big risk of poking that white through the hole between the 2 oranges on the left. If she does so, she'd be at 4 down if she plays the same weight as she did with her last.
It's got to be backhand still. Backhand 2 feet of weight. It's your best chance of getting to the orange over a couple of times and trying to get that shot. Forehand, you have to play too quick. And that brings the danger in down the back.
A weight change required here. Lost her last bowl. Looks a better weight than her last.
It's coming now. Is he going to get down in time?
She's not far away.
Awfully close.
She's going to catch the edge of the orange and it's going to stay again. That has to be the 5th or 6th time that Liv Cartwright has made contact with the shot bowl that she's wanted to and got nothing for it.
I'm going to tag out, Glennie, and you'll be joined by the one and only Stiffy Troy Stafford. I love that nickname. I'm going to keep using that one.
Thanks for the morning, JT.
Morning, Glenn.
Morning, Troy.
2 there. Did we know it was 2 or thought it was 1?
Thought it was 1 through it.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a surprise, and it does make things interesting in terms of the margin here. 7 down, 8 to play. It's been far closer than that scoreboard indicates, though, with the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields pairing being rather unlucky on a number of occasions, including that last end. Liv Cartwright has played some absolute gems where she's made contact with the bowl that she wants to and rocked it up to the running surface and had it fall down again. Probably 5 or 6 times now that she's had that effect, and sometimes multiple times in the one end.
I did have every intention of sitting and watching the first half, and I watched the first end, I think, and then had a couple of things I had to go and do, and then disaster set in, Glenn, so I ended up having to go back to the room and changing my shirt, and I cut my shirt. Then I cut my face, so blood going everywhere. And I had to go back to the room and reset for the day.
How have you managed that?
Well, the shirt had a little bit of a pilfer in it, and I thought, I'm going to cut that off. So I cut it off, and I went a bit deep, and I cut a hole in my shirt.
No one in Bendigo needs to be seeing that.
No, that's right. And then I scratched my face, and I must have had something on my forehead, and I couldn't stop the blood from coming out of that. So I've had a good morning. Not as good as, certainly not as good as Mary Patton and Peter MATTYS, because they're going very, very well.
Yeah, JT just gave his 3, if he was to award 3 votes for the game so far, that they would be going to Mary Patton.
Oh, she's an experienced campaigner.
Yeah, she's been very solid. As the game has gone on, she's improved. It's been a really good example of team play between Mary and Peter. With Peter playing the seconds role incredibly well, given that Mary's given her heads where she can just play defensively too.
But there's plenty of experience in this Moama pairing as well, and they're by no means out of this game. Needs to get a fortunate result and didn't. Was a bit fresh this morning, but if you get out in the sun, it's beautiful.
It's been the trend of the week here at Bendigo East Bowling Club. Clear blue skies, gentle breezes. Perfect weather for a game of bowls.
They say, don't they say Queensland beautiful one day, perfect the next? Bendigo's pretty well the same.
It's just been so consistent across each of the days as well. You know what you're getting at 9 a.m. and then you know what you've got at 4 p.m. as well. Peter MATTYS here. Finishing 5 feet behind. That won't hurt. Liv Cartwright trying to play the backhand through the 2-shot bowls. Nice window to get through. Can use either of them to help her on her journey towards the jack.
Lovely weight for the shot.
Yes.
Now, have you been confused with the 2 sea spray coloured bowls, or have you been okay with it?
Been all right with it so far.
All right, well, I can bring that down.
The biggest clue that we've had so far is particularly in the end that is near the commentary desk. I reckon Peter's bowls are about 3 minutes old.
Yeah, they're shiny. I
very,
noticed
very
that.
shiny.
Yeah, I noticed
they're also
that.
non-gripped, whereas Liv Cartwright does have the grips on hers.
Yeah, I noticed both of those things. It's harder to tell when they're going this way.
Both of the players using Dreamline XGs. That tealy colour.
Called Sea Spray. That one?
Straight out of the perfumery, that name.
It's of all the what they call their core colours, that's my favourite colour, the Sea Spray.
Maybe you should get a shirt in that colour, just don't cut it.
Yeah. I'm banning myself from scissors for the rest of the day.
Most people, it's don't run with them. You, it's just don't use them at all.
Don't go near your clothing.
Mary Payton here playing the forehand side. Can get to those bowls behind and still count comfortably. Got about 3 feet to work with to be in the count. Appears to have a bit of pace on though. Is she going to slow
That's
down
very
in
good.
time? Yes, she
That's
has.
very good. Directly behind the jack. That's a big number 4 if this Moama pair can't cut this down. They're going to find it tough from here. So important 4 bowls for them here. Not with that one. Again, beautiful weight there.
It's been something I've noticed that Marilyn and Olivia have played opposite hands a lot of the time.
Yep.
And they've both just been content to stay in their rhythms on their preferred side. Which, given how Marilyn's been leading, it's fully understandable that don't want to chop and change her and break that rhythm.
There's a very good, one of the better pairs combos that I've known. I'm going back a little way, but 2 guys by the name of Brendan Hoey and Ray Morrissey used to play a lot of pairs together, and basically they both skipped. So they both pretty well, whatever they saw, they played. And they just had this really good understanding, and they were happy with just allowing the other player to play to their
Needs
strength.
to clear the front.
Well, guts, it would help.
Up, we'll cut it back to most likely just the one down.
Yeah, that's very
That's
handy.
been indicated by our paddler. The 1 bowl to the Ovens and Murray girls from Myrtleford.
Still an opportunity for Peter, though, to just get a touch on that jack and make 3. The only problem with that is she might poke it out and give Liv a chance. They do have the back.
Not alone, Troy. Vicky Pickett in the chat. I've got so many shirts with those same holes. I've never learnt.
I'm going to try and beat you, Vicky. I'm going to hope it's the one and only time I do it, but there's no guarantees.
Golf scoring. If it's only 1, you win. You'd be happy if it was 0.
Well, it's a good golf shot because I just got a hole in 1.
And on that note, I'm out of here.
Good morning, everyone. If you weren't awake, you are now. Just not getting down in time. So I think she had that intent to touch the jack. Okay, Liv could play it either way. I still like her on the backhand, but it looks like Marilyn indicating they're going to go forehand. Forehand it is. Looking to get to that bowl without the jack. Going to go through the hole. Probably a touch quicker than she wanted, I reckon.
Yeah, another incredibly close miss from Liv Cartwright. It has been a game of what-ifs for her.
Well, it can be a cruel game like that, can't it? It can be, you know, you can have a game where you just get the wrong side of the bowl all the time, you get the hole. But generally that's when the opposition are outdrawing you and you're forced to play those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is, Patricia. It's an absolutely stunning day. Stunning greens. And we're right in the middle of a battle in our women's pairs final. we will give you an update at the end of this end on the other matches that are being played.
Or you can jump onto BowlsLink results portal and check them all there. Or use the Bowls Now app. More games being live scored by the players or in the singles by the markers through these 2025 Bowls Victoria State Championships.
Interesting. Peter changing hands. Probably because she didn't want to sit something jack high now that Liv's changed her hands, unless she's trying to get round the back there. Yeah, she was trying to get to the back, but just overplayed it. Okay, big bowl here for Liv.
Liv Cartwright here needs the momentum of a big bowl here. Would really help try and right the ship, regain control of the mat. They've only won the one end in this matchup. Plays the forehand side again. On a reasonable line again, but needs to drop hard.
She had less weight. Oh, and she's missed by half a bowl.
Played the exact same bowl twice. Missed by half a bowl twice.
So in the other fours round of 16 matches, Kylie Lavis from Ovens and Murray, 14-2 after 11 against the Gippsland 4, skipped by Arsadovsky. I apologise, not familiar with her first name. Sandbelt's Kelly McCarahan, 10-6 up after 10 over Jay Dean from Murray Mallee. Jess Wallace from Eastern Rangers, 9-5 up after 9 over Taylor Marin. Anne Draffin, 11-7 up over Ace Skipworth from Mornington Peninsula after 9. Oh, that's a big one. Rebecca McMahon, 21-2 after 11 up on Karen Brennan. That's West Coast versus Wimmera.
Ouch.
Yeah. S. Tilson from Geelong, 12-4 up after 10 over R. Dennis from Strzelecki. I think it's Julie Fit. Is it Julie Fit?
Hey?
Yeah, Northern Gateway.
Yep.
Julie Fit is 10-7 after 9 up on Trish Doolan. And Gail Edwards 14-2 up after 9 on, I think it's Diane Hands from Goulburn Murray. Have you got the men's ones?
Yes.
Handy,
I've got
Glenn,
some
in the
men's
singles
games there. One match has been completed with Cam Keenan from Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields beating Mornington Peninsula's Peter Roram 25-20. Nathan Lynch leads Brad Foote in a Northern Gateway versus Sandbelt matchup, 21-14. Brett Marnie from Metro West is on 17, and he trails Tyson Cromie from Geelong Region 21, 4-shot margin in that. And in the last matchup, Will Collyhole from West Coast is on 16. Brad Lancaster from Gippsland is on 17. So,
It's interesting because
close matches there.
That scoreboard says 18 to Will Collyhole, so I wonder if
maybe
it's not. Maybe it
hasn't updated yet in the live scoring.
Yeah, they're nearly at the completion of the end, but
I did have that ready to go before the
true that.
Before the last end completed, so
Well,
it has been 5 or 6 minutes that those scores have been sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game has seesawed quite a number of times. And I can see that one coming right down to the wire.
So again, it's advantage to Mary Payton. Which then means pressure on Liv Cartwright.
It's also meant that pressure's been off Peter MATTYS. She's just been able to play bowls to areas and has done a really good job of constructing heads.
See there, just you know, getting past.
Roundabout in the game means that Liv has to be perfect rather than just good. Great example of team bowls.
It's not a bad attempt here. Weight's pretty good, just a fraction wide.
Mary calling Peter to take a couple feet off. If she can tuck that jack away a little bit, that would be very handy as well. She's got a good line, but still just carrying a similar pace to her last. Cartwright here. Looking for 18 inches. 2 feet would get her to the orange shot bowl. Can turn either of those front bowls up.
Not going to get down, but it will finish in a good home.
Breaks up the pack of 4 away bowls beyond the jack.
Just getting to that point in the game where, I mean, obviously, the Bendigo team needs to win an end, but I feel like they need to get a number just to break the confidence and concentration of their opposition, because they just look like they're going about their business in a bit of a stress-free manner.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking about it with Josh before, the ability to have a lead that's playing as well as Mary allows her threes bowl to almost be like she's playing lead as well. Just can keep doubling down on what she's doing and staying in a really consistent rhythm. Sure enough, there's that rhythm again.
Yeah, that's another one.
Does help widen the target though. Another bowl that can be landed. Got a nice gate there between the teal of Liv Cartwright and Marilyn's own white bowl.
Got to reach here. 1 to 2 metres of weight. Through either of the bowls, get the gap and land the shot bowls.
Line looks to have some good intent to it.
We're going to see coming in.
Pace is nice as well.
Needs to land that shot bowl. Did not want the flick off that bowl. She's under that. She lands the shot bowl.
It has been the story of this game. Little bits of contact on bowls and no results from them. It's not one that I'm sure you'd want to go back and watch if you're...
She's done it again, Mary.
She's just been awesome.
Look at the weight. All 4 of those bowls are the same weight. They're within inches of each other in weight. She's drawing a semicircle almost behind that, well, a line, I suppose, just behind that jack. It's like a little army of bowls.
Similar line from Marilyn here.
Trying to stop the opposition.
Not sure the same hole exists this time if she's to rock that bowl. Just
around the outside of it. Played it with really good weight. Liv still being super positive, super encouraging, which is a really, really good sign. It means you're not down and out. The opposition hasn't got you. you're still having a dig.
I think they've both gotten to the stage a little bit of just being able to laugh at some
Laugh
of
it
the
off.
misses.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
and when it's happening as regularly as it is, that they're getting pieces of bowls and running through, or finding holes that are only small and things like that. You've got to understand that that is the nature of the game. And they've done a good job of embracing that and staying as upbeat as they can.
Yeah, it's a good thing, and it's not an easy thing to do either. You know, especially in a final, it could be easy to get frustrated, and I'm sure they are. But it could be easy to show the frustration. But this game is such a mental game, and it's more successful for the level-headed person than the erratic person. You play an erratic person, you know when you've got them. You play a cool, calm customer, you just never know when they're coming back at you.
That's got plenty of nuisance value.
It does. There is an open draw, though, on the forehand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we see. Change to the forehand.
It's a nice looking line, but I think she's running.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to change anything. Their last bowl's big, isn't it, in the context of this game?
Absolutely.
Of course, Peter could just touch this jack and nearly put the lights out here.
Sitting 3 and a look down at the moment are the BCG girls. Peter with a chance to make sure that last bowl is in the count.
This is exactly what I was going to say. Exactly what Liv needs to do, but it's probably exactly what Liv would have done. Is get the piece of that and gone through the hole.
Is that the bowls gods having a joke, turning it the other way? See, they can run through a gap too. Get a little edge. Two options here. Liv either needs to drop 3 yards away or can clatter and run through everything up the front.
If she felt that it was game on the line and needed to get a number, there is an option to trail the jack through the hole and make 3 or 4. But she does have an open draw.
She's tighter than her last. Marilyn's up would be good.
She needed the edge of that.
She might have cut 1.
I think it's still 3.
Yeah. Well, she's taken the measure out of the 4th shot.
3. That's a big number in the context of this match. 14-3, a lead of 11 with 6 ends to play. They're at the point where they basically need 2 an end.
Now, this medal for combination have won 8 of the 9 ends.
That's a dominant performance right there. As we see 2 rinks over, Tyson Cromie is within 1 of victory against Brett Marnie, 24-17 up, and Tyson was 8-0 down. So that's a big comeback. So they've been going long the whole time, Glenn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's been right back throughout. There was one either missed jack or possible attempt at a yo-yo in the breeze and away from it. We weren't quite sure what they were doing, where they went that little bit shorter into the breeze, opposite direction of what they're playing now. But that mat position hasn't changed for them. When that end was that little bit shorter, that was the one end that the BCG girls won.
And then they went short?
No, they played the exact same length, but given that the mat was back, but they moved the mat up to the middle of the line and played to the top of the line instead.
Right. Oh, Mary again.
Relentless.
So you'd have to assume if they do get this mat, they're going short.
Yes.
And personally, I'd be bringing the mat up so that you can change the angles off the mat, change the line by bringing that mat up. If you leave the mat in the same position, they can use the same aiming point. Bring the mat up, change the environment.
It's going to be hard to win an end, though, with the way that Mary Payton's been bowling.
Only takes one, though. One bowl. Tyson Cromie is holding game on rink 5, with each player having one bowl left. Brett Marnie had a run and missed. As Marilyn got the correction required. She's definitely a better line. Oh, still whips away. So, while we've got a lull, Brett Marnie is coming to the head to have a look. He's down game, has second shot. Tyson has third and also has the back one. He ran with his previous bowl.
Peter Mattis playing the forehand side.
Brett Marnie gets it, but the jack went back with the bowls, and I think that will be a victory to Tyson Cromie as we see Peter draw another shot. Yeah, that's a 25-17 victory to Tyson Cromie over his Vic Open winning pairs skipper.
If Cartwright needs to hold on.
Needs an edge of that front one. Yeah, it's handy. Probably opens up a nice shot on the backhand now.
Peter Mattis just trying to draw in around the back.
Yeah, we do see a change of hands here for Liv. She's got her own bowl to turn. She can get to that shot bowl, take its place and make two.
Not sure she's got the weight to
No,
hold on to the orange.
She doesn't. And then also a few rinks over, it's Nathan Lynch up 22-16 on Brad Foote, and he's holding at least 3, might be 4, but he only needs 3. So Brad Foote needs to draw the shot or cut this down, or it will be game over there as well. And not only has he cut it down, I think Brad Foote has drawn the shot. He stays in the contest. So So that last bowl of Liv's has forced Mary to change hands.
No trouble for her, though.
She's got a nice little ride off that bowl.
It allows Marilyn to play the hand that she has been preferring. Can get to where that last bowl finished.
Close to this jack. Oh, made it better though. Turns that shot bowl to jack high, which is always handy.
I would love to say I'm surprised, but at this point I'm just not. Plenty of very good bowls by the BCG girls have just not had any reward for them whatsoever.
Unfortunately, oh no, Peter's going to get out of the way for us now. Good weight, just a bit tight.
And with perfect weight and only 3 feet narrow, that's probably the worst bowl that we've seen from Mary in the last 5 ends.
Okay, so Liv's looking at where she needs Marilyn to get that jack or shot bowl to. Interesting, they're staying on that forehand. It looks...
Marilyn's consistently played that hand throughout the game.
Yeah,
Both as a lead under 3, she's been really comfortable there.
I'd argue, though, if you're 14-3 down, that might be a telltale sign that you got to change something.
Yep.
Keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's their own bowl. Gives them another second.
Olivia Cartwright asked, please, about 8 feet out from that contact happening. We saw the big clap that she gave on that back view, and once again, played a good shot without the result going their way.
We have another game that is on the line, on the rink next door. Will Collarhole from West Coast is 2 away from victory and is holding 2. Brad Lancaster with playing his second last bowl at the moment. You can see it on the screen there. Might still be game down.
Peter Mattis on the forehand draw. Just lacking the weight to get all the way down to it.
Would have liked it a bit further and blocking, but
I think it does block. It takes the forehand away where contact on Liv's blue could have popped the orange through clean for a
I still think it's a backhand shot anyway, so it's probably forcing Liv to play the backhand.
White bowl up and over through the jack would be good. If she gets under the jack, can land the orange clean. Orange clean would be worth 3 if she hangs around.
Staying on the forehand.
not far away. She's going to get contact.
She's got it this time.
Pops the orange
Well
out,
played.
stays. Oh, very nice shot there from Liv Cartwright.
Bit of sigh of relief too.
Peter Mattis going to go for a walk now. Have a look at the head since it's changed. And Cartwright going to join her on her way down there.
Brad Lancaster down game. 3 down. I believe. Anyway, they've both got white, but one's got purple. So maybe one of those has purple in it. It was a good bowl. He's not 3 down now if he was. Measure for shots. He was probably down game.
Of course, winner of that matchup will progress to the semi-finals of the men's singles championship at this 2025 Bowls Victoria State Championships. We're here and streaming every day for the week. Our streaming brought to you by Dandenong Club and Moama. The event itself hosted by the wonderful Bendigo East Bowling Club and supported by the City of Greater Bendigo. Taking their time over this one, understandably so. If Peter Mattis can find a way to get a shot out of this, it would be an absolute dagger to the heart of Marilyn Stephenson and Olivia Cartwright with the way that this game has gone. Taking their time, making sure confidence in the shot that needs to be played. Old Collihold did get one shot out of that next door and he's now 1 away, leading 24-18 over Brad Lancaster. Peter Mattis playing the backhand. Ball's on its way. Looks to be a good line. Needs to skirt under that white to get to Jack. Or the shot bowl. White over wouldn't be ideal. Manages to get shot out of it anyway. Runs through to the orange bowl of Mary Payton.
Not how she was really trying to do it, but when it's going with you, it's going with you.
And now it's a matter of where to run for Liv Cartwright. The 2 bowls nearest the tee both have the blue rings of Ovens and Murray, which means Jack moving backwards isn't great unless she follows through with it.
It's the scoreboard is such that you've got to take risks now. You can't be happy with 1 down.
I think Liv's looking at a drive of the bowl that's a foot short of the Jack. The teal bowl there, if she can get rid of both oranges, I believe that teal may be her own.
So the only way to do that is backhand
Big
get a
swing.
feather on that, which will shoot the orange out, and leave yours to go through the orange.
And that would make 3.
Of course, if they kill it, they'd be pretty happy with that too.
The problem that they've got is for the kill, the Jack needs to go out to the right of screen most realistically. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different bowls that it could get caught on out on that side, depending on how the angles shake out.
It's at the point where you just got to take risks.
Right here, taking a deep breath, taking a moment. He's playing backhand. He's playing big weight.
Needs to get down. Needs to get under that. Oh, that'll do something. What has she done? Feather off the white. Liv saying, surely, surely I've got shot here. Give me some good news.
They've taken 2 out.
I think the front right one is Peter's and the front left is Liv's.
There. 4 shots
4,
it is.
that's a big end, and it keeps the Moama pairing in the game. At the scenario where they needed 2 and end, they got a 4. It's now 7 down with 5 to play. It was a big, big shot to keep them in this game.
Rightfully so, having a chat. It's the first time that they'll have had control of the mat since the 3rd end. The only time in this match they've had control of the mat.
The 2 women's 4s matches on this green have completed.
I was just about to load those up.
Ovens and Murray beat Gippsland, and Sandbelt. Sandbelt beat. I can't see the angle on that board. It's
Murray Malley, 21-6
was either
win.
Murray Malley or Wimmera, but yeah, Murray Malley.
So that was Kelly McCarron beating Jess Dean. Sandbelt over Murray Malley, 21-6. Ovens and Murray's rink skip by Kylie Lavis wins 20-6 over R. Sadovsky from Gippsland. Over on the other green, Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields skip by Taylor Marin trails Eastern Rangers. Jess Wallace skipped rink 9-11. Mornington Peninsula trails Ballarat Highlands. A Skipworth against A Draffin 8-13. The Wimmera combination have lost 3-22 to Becca McMahon from West Coast. Dennis from Strzelecki trails S. Tilson from Geelong 9-15. Julie Fit leads Trisdoolan 11-10 after 11 in the Northern Gateway versus Yarra matchup. This could be devastating for the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields combination here.
If this jack is short, they go back to the length that their opponents have absolutely dominated.
And from side on, it does look like it's going to be fairly close.
I'm going with short. Yeah, short.
Short by about 5 or 6 inches.
That could be costly. Means they've got to win another end on their opposition's length. How far short was it, umpire? 3 centimetres. That's like the unlucky results they've got. Short by 3 centimetres. And in these 2 singles games that are still going, it is Northern Gateway's Nathan Lynch, 23-19 up on Bradfoot. And West Coast Will Cullerhole, 24-19 up over Gippsland's Brad Lancaster. So both of those very much at the pointy end of their games. Bradfoot's obviously down because he's playing weight. He got something. I think he's still 1 down as Marilyn missed the jack roll but hasn't missed the opening bowl. Well played.
So the one thing you've got to do when you miss that jack roll is make sure that that first bowl is incredibly close. Take that pressure off your teammate. That's the best way to give that apology to the skipper when you're trying to change things.
Yep. And if I'm skipping that, I always will then yell out, "You're back in the will."
Yeah.
But Mary just goes, bang. She's not letting Marilyn get away with anything.
No. been relentless, Troy.
Yep. Have you said nice things about Mary? Because the way she's played, and if they win this game, I'm pretty certain she'll watch it back.
I've not said anything disparaging, I can tell you that much. The first few ends, both sides were a little bit loose as the green was still that little bit dewy and trying to come over it. But since then, she's just gotten better and better as the game's gone on, and she's not given us an opportunity to say things that aren't nice about her.
She's a nice lady, so you wouldn't be saying anything nasty about it. And got home most of the way.
Once again, perfect weight.
Yeah, just consistent with weight. She knows that it's still, the work's not done because she's not getting excited. She's just going about her work.
Plenty of experience.
Well, both these leads with plenty of experience. Both having won state titles before. I'm sure you went through them earlier, Glenn.
Yeah, gave the rundown of everything that's been won.
On the forehand. She's got Marilyn's bowl to use. She might turn the outside of it. Yeah, just got a bit much of it, but she's hung in there herself.
It's not a bad head setup when you're down by 7, realistically.
Yeah.
Bowls past the jack. Ability to move and reach. Can sit the orange, control the jack through.
Okay, so we've seen Nathan Lynch successful in defeating Brad Foote. One more singles match to go, which is Will Collarhole, 24-20 up on Brad Lancaster. Brad just picking up a 1 and just hanging in there. Beautiful weight from Peter.
Leave Cartwright on a good looking line again. Needs to reach. Needs to push hard down that line.
Oh, what a super effort.
Orange.
But as you said, they're building a decent head here. And, you don't have to get shot too early in an end. So if you can build a good head, gives you a good chance.
And after getting 4 shots last end, building a head where you could possibly get back-to-back numbers and double down on that success is good. And even that has been framed fairly nicely for Maryland.
Gives them
can play the split between both bowls, turn them over through the jack. They own everything beyond right now.
Means the Myrtleford pairing are now holding 1 and a measure. But yeah, it's a nice shot for Maryland.
The thing with it is the target itself is about 2.5 bowls wide, which means even if you were to miss on the outside half of the teal bowl, you can turn that over through the jack. If you back cut the orange underneath by missing narrow on that target, you could get it moving through the jack and turn it to Liv's bowl for 1. There's space is built in there where you can afford to miss by a little bit and still have good things happen. And that's just been something that we haven't necessarily seen so far as heads with nice wide targets where the misses will still be rewarded.
Okay, lucky that she didn't cut the outside of that orange. She wouldn't have wanted to turn that back. So Mary being asked to run for cover here. Done it pretty well. That is the backest bowl.
Similar weight again, just on the other side of the head.
Needs to stay on. Not going to.
Peter calling for Mary to split the 3 away bowls.
Lose a metre and a bit.
She's made a good pace correction. Her own orange up would be good.
No,
giving away the shot.
That's the Bendigo bowl. And on the rink next door as they cross over, Brad Lancaster down game again. 24-20 down, down 1, playing weight, looking for shot bowl or jack, and he has missed. So that confirms our 4th and final semi-finalist in the men's singles is Will Collarhole over Brad Lancaster, 25-20.
Good chat here between Marilyn and Liv. Obviously holding shot now. It is a good one, but it does easily get removed if Peter's to play the similar shot to what the Moama girls were just trying to play. Can pop that ball through clean. And obviously, while 1 is nice right now, well, if you've got a 7-shot deficit, you're probably looking for a little bit more out of that.
How do you suggest they get more out of it is the question.
She can play a backhand draw, just turn her own bowl that's now shot over the jack once, would make 2.
Yeah. Just needs to avoid the orange in doing that.
If you look at the 3 teal bowls on the left, the middle one of those 3 is Olivia Cartwright's.
Pretty good weight.
I think that's probably just about the right weight to be able to turn that once with that tighter line.
Plenty to gain here from Peter.
Yeah.
I think with that Mary's bowl there, I think the worst, I can't see it being more than 2. So she can play it confidently.
Best under the line.
Yeah, best result would be the orange through the shot bowl. That gives them another bowl back, so it's not all bad. Okay, Liv with her final bowl of the end, wanting 1 roll out of her own shot bowl. I think the line was good. She's just a touch quick. Does give him another bowl back there that Peter does have to be a little bit careful. But I still think you got to play the shot. Orange through the shot bowl is the ideal. Oh, she's close. I think she's got it. What a shot. That is brilliant. I think she's made a big, big count of 3. So that almost negates the 4 that they dropped. And it means they go -1 in the last 2 ends, but it's 2 more ends ticked over because it's now a 10-shot margin with just 4 ends to play.
Now, Marilyn and Liv have shown the ability to create numbers. Their 2 scores of this game have been a 3 and a 4. That's what they need to be taking as the positive signs going forwards. But now it's just a matter of knuckling down and actually doing it. incredibly busy events calendar through this time of year. Coming up in May, we've got the Novice State Carnival up in Shepparton, and then the over 60s at Club Barham. Entries are open for both the novice and the over 60s right now. Novice players in their first 3 years of affiliation. A few of those women's fours games being played this morning completed or only 1 or 2 ends away now. As we said earlier, the Ovens and Murray ring, skipped by Kylie Lavis, beat Sadovsky from Gippsland 20-6. Sandbelt's Kelly McCarran beat Jess Dean of Murray Mallee 21-6. Through 13 ends, Taylor Marin trails Jess Wallace. Bendigo Campaspe versus Eastern Rangers 10-11. Mornington Peninsula's A. Skipworth trails and Draffin of Ballarat Highlands 9-14. Beck McMahon from West Coast has beaten Kay Brennan from Wimmera 22-3. Dennis from Strzelecki trails S. Tilson from Geelong 9-17. Julie Fritt from Northern Gateway trails Tristal 11-14 after 13 in the Gateway versus Yarra matchup. And Die Hands from Goulburn Murray has lost to Gail Edwards Rink from Metro West 5-21.
2 handy openers again there from Mary. Gives them 2 again on the crossover. Getting to the pointy end of this game now.
Good looking forehand draw here from Peter Mattis.
Jack would be nice. Jack would be very nice. Brilliant
Half
shot.
target. Thank you.
Brilliant shot.
Cartwright playing the backhand side here. It's going to finish in a good home. It's about the area that jack will likely spit out to if there is contact. After a delicate trail with her first, Peter changing hands as well, trying to cover where that jack will spit to. Tighten the line on it last. It does look a narrower track. Needs to hold on a little. It's a lovely pace again. Gets a third shot, I think.
Yeah, two indicated there by a paddler.
chat between Mary and Peter, and looks like Mary will also try and play to that catching zone of where the jack will spit to if contact's made. Also looks a tight line from Mary here. Does not want to disturb that or open it up. Oh, it's a good miss in the end.
Again, sticking to this backhand side for Marilyn.
Looks to be unders on the line. It's a good weight to change things up though.
It stayed on, so it's still in the game.
Better line here from Mary Payton. Gets the white bowl through though. That helps. The Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields pairing. Now they've got a couple there where that jack is likely to spit towards. See if Marilyn Stephenson can correct her line here. Certainly coming from a higher area. She's dropped a bit of weight though and will still slide underneath. Going to be in the game where she finishes though. Peter likely just trying to break up those away bowls here. If we look at the teal bowl just on the bottom of the screen below the jack and the two white bowls to the right of that. If Peter can finish in between the three of those, that would be perfect.
Too wide is the call. Just got to get back in bounds and it'll be useful. Well, it fell in.
That hand has been a little bit narrower this match. The rinks have moved half a rink across today. Those off-centre draws are where it will be most noticeable. Liv still playing that forehand side that she called Marilyn for.
Yeah, got to get that jack moving.
It's the line of where it needs to come down from.
She's interested.
Needs weight to hurry down to it. That's another one in that catching area. Peter desperately needs to cover that number. We've seen a 3, we've seen a 4 from the BCG pairing. Shot exists to create another number. And they've had 3 very strong attempts at it. She's made contact and managed to fall into that
Thereabouts.
spot. That certainly takes the 4 away.
Plenty of discussion. Understand the importance of this bowl. A miss here. 12 in 3. They'd be in rather large trouble.
The thing with it is, there is a shot to play a similar weight to what she's just done. If the jack does go sideways, they've got 3 bowls sitting there ready to catch. But no doubt, with the way that the luck and the results have gone this game, you're probably feeling a little bit disenfranchised by the bowls gods, and you're going, oh, we could play it and still probably be 1 down because things just have gone that way this match.
Yeah, well, that's where the mental side of this game is so important. You have to block all of that out, understand the importance of this shot before you get on the mat, have the shot in your mind.
Alternatively, there is a kill, but if you look out to the corner of the peg, there's 4 bowls out that side. 3 of them, however, belong to the Ovens and Murray pairing. The deepest bowl on the rink is Marilyn Stephenson's, if the jack were to go in the ditch. But there is plenty traffic to clear on the side that jack would need to move to. We'll know early on what weight Liv has chosen to play. Staying with the weight that she played with her last.
Trying to pop it to the right area.
Looks a good line. If she's got the added pace that she didn't on her last, she's a chance to spring here.
Oh, it's just going under.
And the game of near misses.
That's where they were trying to get
continued.
it to that pack of 4 there, trying to get maximum result, but had to play the harder weight to do it.
I can't see it being any more than 2.
2 it is. It's 12 in 3 now. Getting tough. Was already tough. Tell you what, Glenn, if you stand in the sun, beautiful. We're under this great marquee just so that Josh's scone doesn't get burnt. He's a little bit precious. and one of our colleagues burns pretty easily.
Yeah, you're talking about the one and only Sam Rogers, who has been compared to a ghost at various stages.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And of course, if it rains, we don't want all this equipment to get wet. So we've got a beautiful marquee. But in the shade, it's chilly.
Yeah, I figured I was on the stream all of the first game. I think I'm doing half of the later game today, and went, yeah, I'll just go with the comfy shoes today. I'll go the open toes rather than the runners. Less running around greens for me to do today, or organisation. But shorts and sandals, lower half is feeling it.
Yeah, well, I've
gone
got
under the desk.
the opposite. I've got the pants on, but because I was out in the sun, I put my jacket into the clubhouse, and at this moment, I'm regretting it. I could have put the jacket on, covered the shirt. No one would have known I'd cut it, and I'd have been fine.
Saying that, with all those holes that you cut in there, you would have been extra chilly right now down here.
Free air conditioning.
Once again,
Good.
Mary Payton playing fantastic weight to start off the end. Her jack and first bowl rhythm has been sublime.
That's the reason that the scoreboard is 19-7, isn't it? Or a big part of the reason. It's no disrespect to Peter.
Absolutely.
Good opener there from Marilyn too. pairing have to take every opportunity. And in fact, on occasions, they've got to just find an opportunity. 3-4s they require to square it up. Needs the jack. Got the hole.
She is human, Troy.
Yeah, I think Peter might give her a spray on the way through for that one. Unacceptable.
You've just nailed it for the, for the last 8 ends straight.
Yeah.
Put 4 within very good areas, and you've missed once. How dare you?
Yeah. Marilyn
Stays on.
Hung on. Right on the edge. Mary just saying to Peter, bugger. They've been a dynamic combination, these two, in this game, and obviously right through the event, the only team that really got close to them was in that opening round of 16 game where they won 13-10 over Murray Mallee, 25-9 over Northern Gateway, and 19-6 over West Coast, and 19-7 here is a pretty dominant performance. They're electing to play forehand also. Little inside edge off that orange, or underneath draw the shot or touch the jack.
Some updates from over the back green, women's fours action. The Taylor Marin skip drink from Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields have scored 6 shots over the last 3 ends to take the lead for the first time since end 2 in that matchup. They now lead 12-11, playing the last against the Jess Wallace skipped rink from Eastern Rangers.
My old Lilydale crew.
Yes. And Draffin
And
her
one from
Ballarat
Croydon.
Highlands teammates lead 15-9 over the Peninsula rink, playing the last end. Tris Doolan now leads 15-11 with Yarra versus Northern Gateway matchup there. I'm just going to jump into that match. I think we might have seen some numbers in that one too. Yeah, Tris Doolan's combination have scored 8 shots over the last 4 ends to take the lead in that one by 4 with 1 to play. And the other remaining... Oh no, that's all remaining games underway there. Forehand draw here for Mary Payton. Looks to be in the area again. Surprise, surprise. Makes contact. And that teal behind.
Obviously, they'd like to get the shot, but if they just, second shot and match all their opposition bowls and don't allow for any numbers, they've got enough of a score to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. think it would be very rare that you score 19 shots in a game of walking pairs over 15 ends and you don't win.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen very often. Well, the opponents in these two teams' opponents through it have scored. So the Peter MATTYS team rink have given away 6, 9 and 10 shots. And prior to this game, Liv Cartwright's given away 4, 9 and 12. Yep, in the area again. She hasn't nailed it, but all 3 bowls again within a couple of feet of the jack. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get Liv to move off the camera. And there she's going now. Yeah, she just, all good. She didn't want to move while Marilyn was on the mat, which is fair enough too. Didn't have the weight.
She called for her to just be reaching the ditch, so it wasn't far off.
She might have got the shot. Maybe she should have been calling that earlier in the game.
And to be honest, I think there's a shot there now where you can play the backhand under the white, sit the teal bowl that's at 6 o'clock in relation to the jack as we look at it now, and make 4. I think the 3 whites had come in if you can sit the blue through orange.
Be pretty close. Be pretty close to 4.
Jack movement wouldn't be great. They've got the deepest bowl on the rink, but sitting them both, they'd have the conversation about it.
Well, even if it wasn't 4, you could
definitely
then with
3, the front white might not get in.
Well, then with the next one, you could land the orange and make 6.
Yes.
It's done. All right, so they've got a 6 this end. Move on to the next one.
I'm sure Peter MATTYS will have nothing to say about that. No thoughts whatsoever. Won't try and change anything. She'll just go, yeah, we'll let him try and get a 6.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that Peter has 2 bowls left. She'll probably just trail this jack back to the one you're talking about and make 2.
3 if she stays with it.
But yeah, it depends what part of that bowl it went to. Not going to reach.
Leaves the shot open for Liv if she can play it. This is the time to go. If you are Liv Cartwright. Can make a number here. And keep this match alive. Playing that searching weight, but she's under the line.
Oh, Marilyn, thank you for stepping out of the way. There goes the jack.
jack.
That's Marilyn's
Made
bowl, though.
A couple.
Made 2.
Not the ultimate result. Would have liked to have gotten both of those bowls for the number, but it is still certainly a good result. It'll be a draw off to the ditch here. If Peter can't get within 2.5 feet, she will still be 2 down.
The ever wonderful Josh just scrolling down for us to. We see that white bowl is the shot. We can see the white marker there indicating where the jack is, and then we can see just next to the pole that Liv Cartwright bowl in the ditch.
Now that pole is a balance pole, an aid to help you get on and off the green. It's not the peg.
Be a very narrow rink if it was the peg, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
You'd have to have good line all the time. I'd be useless. Well, I am anyway, but I'd be more useless.
Got to paint that picture for the viewers at home when Josh has given us the exotic angles.
Exotic angles. Oh.
He's feeling special about that one. I've never been described as exotic in my life.
Amazonian. Do the Ovens and Murray pair have a toucher? I think that what they're looking at is that plant of Peter's bowl through Mary's, whether they get that up, because there is a bit of a wall But no, electing to draw on the backhand. Need to miss
That's a great angle
Liv
of it
Cartwright's
there.
bowl.
If you're coming from the left of screen underneath that widest teal bowl, nice gate between the teal and the orange. Can sit the orange, the white bowl just into the ditch and stay. That would be enough for shot.
Yeah, it's the other side on the forehand is too blocked.
So that'll be her guide. Can she get under that widest teal belonging to Liv Cartwright? If she gets that bit right, she will be close.
Is she out wide enough?
I think she's going to get tangled up near the orange.
She's around it. Will she get back to land this shot bowl? Oh,
Has done.
what an effort. What an effort, but importantly, cut it to one. She got it right in the guts. She wanted to stay to get shot, which would have been probably shot of the game. Like, it was an amazing effort.
I think Liv might be having a look at big weight at the front white near her feet as we look at it now. If she can get that through both the teal and orange, it might bring in another 2 or 3.
No, because the one near Marilyn's foot is also Peter's bowl. I think it looks shinier.
Does it have grips on it, or can we not tell?
Well, I think Liv's bowls are in the ditch next to her foot there, and the far left,
yes.
they're her 3 bowls. So that's Peter's bowl. So she's got to get those 2 and that one out.
That is another way to do it. She's talking about if she drives at the inside of the white bowl there, can take both the away bowls and cut her white through the teal that is the widest.
It's not going to make... I don't think it's going to make a big number, though.
If she can get the white through and it stays and clears out both the teal and orange, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think 4. Because you've got that other
Depending on
bowl
if
of
she
Mary's.
stays on or not.
No, I think if she stays, it would be 4. It'd be the... Oh, yeah, it'd be the one in the ditch, the bowl she played, the white one, and her front one. I think that'd
Can't
be
get the
it.
front white in, the one that's near the tee.
No, I think Mary's bowl would beat that. I would draw. I know you need a number, but I just don't think this is the shot. I think you got more chance of winning Powerball than making 4 out of this.
What if she were to, say, plant and run through that white? You know, not massive weight, just enough to get under the traffic to make a 3 out of it.
You could try and plough the 2 bowls up that are near each other on the forehand. She's going to have a go at it. You do need to take risks. If she makes 3 or 4 out of this, I will give her a big clap because it would be an outstanding bowl.
Gets nothing. It'll be 1.
19-8. 13 ends. That's 11 into the Moama pairing must get a minimum of 3 here to remain in the game. The laws of the sport do say that if it's impossible for one team to win in a knockout match, then the game must conclude. So needing 3 or more to stay in this game.
Interestingly, Matty's right back. Liv Cartwright standing up in the middle of the green. She says to Marilyn that she's given her 3 mats. I do like this, changing the length that they want to change, but with the scoreboard where it is, playing short to the middle gives you more space to kill it if you need to reset and go again.
Absolutely.
She's rolled the jack well. It is on that shorter length, but thereafter with that, we'll See our first major length change in some time. Nice weight there from Marilyn. Just cutting across the head. And Mary Payton, unfazed by the length change, nailed her line.
2 feet, but
2.5 feet short.
if it's bang on the line, it's got a lot of use to it, doesn't it?
Yep. Of course, we're discussing the need to kill here for Olivia if things aren't going the BCG pairing's way.
Oh, she hasn't taken her grass again. Beautiful weight. Beautiful weight.
Looks a good line again. Has added the pace. And is a very sound bowl from Mary Payton. Cartwright, plenty of room here, playing the forehand side. She can just tickle that jack around the corner. Will bring Marilyn's bowls closer. Not sure she's got the weight.
Beautiful track.
It is a significant change in what they've been playing for most of this match.
Yeah, it would take certainly take some adjustment.
So they've played one shorter end throughout. Second end that the BCG girls won, they unfortunately had an error with the jack, and it went back to the length that the Ovens and Murray pairing have been playing anyway.
That was a 3 centimetre error. That's all it takes. It's got to be 21 metres as a minimum, not 20.97.
Saying that, 3 centimetres can be a lot. If you're a heart surgeon and you miss by 3 centimetres, then you've got problems. If you're a lawn bowler and you miss by 3 centimetres, then
You've got less problems, but
yes.
still problems. With Cartwright turning her own bowl up for shot. Could be holding a couple. What's Peter's response?
It's a fair bowl.
Should be second shot, yes. 1 to BCG pair.
Nice for Marilyn though. Can play down that side confidently. Get to Peter's bowl. Be in the count. Turn Livs to make it a better shot. Liv was just putting the finger measure on the white bowl to see where that sat in relation to Peter's last bowl. Marilyn on a good line here. One roll on Peters would be great, or just a cold draw. She can flop it once, flops it once,
half.
that'll make a couple.
Half a roll.
Call from Peter to Mary is either way, you've just got to get in within a foot. Just a bit on the high side there, carrying some pace. No harm in finishing beyond with an 11-shot lead, though.
Not bad again, Marilyn. They just stop. It's handy if they could somehow get a tiny sideways piece of that jack. They'd nearly bring all three of those white ones in.
Yeah, and it really doesn't need to be a lot. It's an inch or two. I think even just sitting Peter's bowl that's a couple of feet beyond another roll is a chance at making possibly as many as 4.
Yeah, Mary.
As we discussed before the end, need 3 to play the last.
Mary needs to beat those 3 white bowls there. She needs to get to jack high or just past.
She's played it well.
Oh, that's better than well. That's outstanding, Mary PATON. She's a nasty lady. She's giving him nothing.
Liv Cartwright now probably needing to search for her own bowl. Just short of the jack of the left of screen there. Get her bowl through the orange or her bowl through the jack with all of the movement towards the right-hand side of screen as we look at it now.
Yep.
Positive for the BCG pairing.
We can just see the edge of that bowl, and she's
made contact
out
with
the
it.
way.
Once again today, Liv Cartwright made contact with the bowl she wanted to and unfortunately couldn't quite get it to fall the way she'd hoped. Round the back there from Peter MATTYS.
Is this the final bowl of the match? Or can Liv play an absolute cracker to stay in this women's pairs final?
It's all coming down to this.
Needs to turn.
Don't think she's going to turn in time.
Not going to do it.
And with that, your 2025 Women's Pairs champions will be Mary PATON and Peter MATTYS. Ovens and Murray claim their first title of the 2025 State Champions Week. Mary PATON wins her second pairs title, this one with a new partner, her 4th state championship overall. And Peter gets her inaugural state championship. They will go through and compete at the Nationals later on in the year. Commiserations to Marilyn Stevenson and Olivia Cartwright on a game played in wonderful spirits. Thank you as always to our partners for this event, City of Greater Bendigo, Bendigo East Bowling Club, our hosts, Dandenong Club and Moama for providing our streaming capabilities, Josh producing our content, and Troy alongside me. Our next matchup will be a 4s quarterfinal with the Ovens and Murray rink skipped by Kylie Lavis playing the Sandbelt combination skipped by Kelly McCarron. We'll see you in about half an hour or so and back with more action here on BVTV.
Thanks, everyone.